Across the shifting dunes of Arabia lies an area known to Europeans as Arabia Felix, Fortunate Arabia. This name was truly apt, as this was the one part of the peninsula with abundant agriculture, resources, and trade. The Arabic world would know this area as Al-Yaman. In 1337, the Rassilid dynasty still ruled the area, and they ushered in a golden age for the region, as they introduced an extensive bureaucratic administration and were comparatively centralized compared to other polities in the region at the time. This allowed them to heavily focus on the incense trade coming into and out of Aden, alongside using the port as a gateway between the Indian, African, and Arab worlds. The volume of this trade was so impressive that even Marco Polo mentions it during his travels through Arabia, despite never actually going to Yemen in his travels. Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan explorer who actually visits Yemen during the Rassilid rule, noted that the variety of goods that flowed through the port of Aden, such as spices, pearls, silk, and cotton, and mentioned how the climate and architecture of cities like Taiz and Sana'a were beautiful, though in the latter they were rather insolent in behavior, due to it being the capital of the Rassilid dynasty. Culture also flourished in Yemen during this time, as the many sultans of the Rassilid dynasty were well-read and would write poetry and treatises. Many would also build madrashas and mosques during their reigns. Hello, I'm RorstenVT, archaeologist and avid map painter, and I've always had a love of history, which eventually developed into a crippling addiction to paradox games from an early age. This has led me to wanting to blend the two together, as I believe that my love of both left me wanting to learn more about the history of the games I play. Hopefully, this video can inspire all of you to go out and learn as well. If you enjoy either the history or the gameplay, please by all means leave a sub, a comment, or even a like, as it will help support the channel and show me that you want more EU5 content to come. Now, let's get to the video. Hello everyone, and welcome to EU5. I've been playing this the last few weeks since release, and honestly, I'm ready to start showing you guys my first few starter games. I've been having a lot of fun with this. One of my first games I've wanted to play is Yemen, and the idea here is I want to form a trade empire that spans from the Cape to Hormuz and from Yemen to the Moluccas. Let's get into those opening moves, shall we? Alrighty, so to start as Yemen, we're in quite a bit of a deficit on every account. The budget will fix first though. So, fort maintenance down, Diplo spending down, we're not going to need any of that. Minton will go up, you have to wait for it to showcase that you're importing gold. We'll automate trade, we will automate generals and admirals, and we'll go from there, I think. Okay, so we immediately get some trade income from selling coffee, jewelry, and gems, which is nice. Spending on food is fine. Stability, we're actually going to want to raise up quite a bit, even though it will be expensive at the start. Same with the cost of court. Just max that out. You'll be fine once you get your Minton online. Automate all the taxes, let them handle that. Now let's go to our states. I almost always like to start off with autocracy and trade office network. Trade office network I like just because we are going to be putting trade offices all around the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. What are our top priorities? So let's talk about that, shall we? Top priorities will be taking Kuch. We're going to want Hormuz as well. Obviously, owning the Golden Horn will be quite nice for us, like down to Mogadishu at the very minimum. And then I'll probably set up little trade cities to try and get us out to the Moluccas. Biggest thing first, though, is that we need to secure our home area. So, Yemen is made up of two areas. We have South Yemen, which is from Dhofar to Aden, and then we have North Yemen, which is Qatan, a little bit of Mecca, which we'll have to fight the Mamluks for eventually. I'm not going to do that right at the start. And Yam, which is tribal Yemen. I believe they're meant to represent the Zaidi Imam? Yeah, they're Shiites. So these guys represent the Zaidi rebellions that would constantly plague the Rassilid dynasty. We're going to want to give noble navy to the nobles, obviously. That will push us towards navy, because we're going to need navy for what we plan on doing here. We're going to need a lot of navy maritime presence, that's the word. And with 1.07 hotfix, they just fixed maritime presence. So hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for us as well. Embellish Greats of Works just to get the centralization. Same with building road rights. If you can, hand out urban development grants as well. Trade capacity would be interesting. Same with, there's another one here that I always really like to take. Land of Commerce. Purely just because the closer you get the capital economy, the easier it is to spawn the banking institution. Professional armies is super easy to get as Yemen, but banking is going to be very late unless you can get either the trade range to Alexandria or the Baghdad imports it from Alexandria. For now, we will take the urban development grants. There's market fairs. Yeah, we want to get rid of market fairs right away. Then we'll worry about our cabinet. Let's throw on a BD because he has good Diplo, and do any of you have good? You have great admin, so let's grab you. So, reason why we need that admin guy, I want to increase control in Aden. Because one of our first tasks will be to switch the capital to Aden. The reason why we're doing this is it's better for maritime presence. It's a town instead of a rural nation, country, province, location, that's the word I was looking for. And then also it is already the market capital of the Aden market. You notice that there's quite a few markets in this area. We'll be fixing that as soon as we can. So one of our first wars we're going to be doing will probably be against the Ethiopians to destroy Oxum market, is that will put all of the Ethiopian lumber into our market. You'll notice right now that we only actually have one lumber RGO in the entire peninsula. This is what makes us Arabia Felix, because we really are the fortunate Arabia to start with this. The other thing is that there's only one ever woods province over here in Taiz. So these two provinces will supply all of our lumber until we get access to the Ethiopian hinterlands, which will then provide us with a little bit more, as you can see with the woods here. So lumber will be quite expensive for us in the meantime. So to hopefully solve this issue, let's throw 2 fins of lumber RGO, 2 fins of wheat here, because we do want to solve this food crisis. We're buying a lot of food right now. So we're going to want to work that down. You can see that Aden, Taiz, and actually Ib's fine, but the 2 areas with towns have very low food production right now. So we want to up that as soon as we can. The other thing we want to do is we want to build roads to Ib and to Taiz. And we are slightly out of money for that, which means we're probably going to want to actually take off one of the lumber RGOs just so we can finish building this road. Now we are going to immediately run into masonry issues. The market doesn't have enough masonry, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. That's not something to worry about right now. In the meantime, let's throw you on stabilize in the place. Normally I would go for institution growth if I was playing a European power, but we're not. So I'm actually going to go for guilds and peasant connections right away. And then we'll worry about what's next afterwards. Aside from that, obviously Ethiopia, Alodia, and I actually don't want to rival the Hulaguides. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Just because I might want to be able to put a trade office into Baghdad if I need to get the institution from there. So instead, we're going to say the Somalian Sultanate will be our main enemy. Well, with that, I think we're ready to unpause, aren't we? Yeah, all right, let's unpause and get those buildings up. So we've reached our first parliament. I've managed to fix the budget. I deleted some forts, just the ones at Damar and Al-Hirda, because that doesn't really help us against anyone. And we are looking pretty solid. Ignore that revolution, that was just from an event, that will go away. And aside from that, partial yield really did fix the food issue alongside having more wheat RGOs fill up over time in Al-Mathalis. Our road network is almost done. There was a masonry shortage stall in it, so I've just decided to build a little masonry industry right here in Laj. And now it's time for our first conquest. The majority of games I play is Yemen because I do quite a bit of multiplayer Yemen with my friends. Revolves around the fact that I need to take Catan very quickly. Otherwise, the other guys will take it. And Catan is the owner of Arabia's sole gold, Yemen's, I should say, sole gold mine. And so that is kind of important for us to take quickly, especially before it falls to the Mamluk sphere of influence. Is if the Mamluks get their hands on this, then there's no chance we have of having any source of gold for our market, nor our empire. And then we'll fabricate Casus Belli, and we'll take Catan. Now, this is part of North Yemen still. Part of my roleplay for this run is I probably won't take anything in Arabia that's not North or South Yemen. All right, let's start this war, shall we? So we're gonna declare war. Let's just raise up like just the northern units. Honestly, we don't need to. I don't want to really take any levies from our economic heartland right now. All right, let's put ourselves in charge. Their left flank's gonna collapse completely immediately, so we'll just be able to outflank and destroy. Numbers advantage. It's pretty simple. Hey, nice. Oh, hardy warrior. Let's go. Huge. What? How did they get onto my fort? That's strange. They lost the battle and they just walked around us. Well, sadly, that results in a stack wipe, so they're not going to be able to do much against us. we're send half up here. We're going to send half to this province, and then we'll just leave one army to siege down their capital. And that's pretty much just going to be the first war with Catan. It's super simple. It's not exactly a hard war. All right. It seems like our parliament, we could probably actually save it if we want. 13, 14. No, we probably couldn't get it. Never mind. But in that case, we'll just accept the failed parliament there. We're doing okay monetarily, so we can just raise stab. Oh, we already have stab spending, so we're fine. Cost of court we can raise back up, which would be nice. Get that legitimacy maxed out. Oh, actually, wait, now, okay, now we can make this with 14 days left. If that event actually gave us enough support, probably, oh, shit, pause. Ooh, that was close. All right, let's actually, yeah, let's take the antagonism here. Then we'll get the pass, and that will get us a boost towards our centralization. Right now, our centralization is still trending downwards, but any chunk we can take out of this, I'm not too upset about. I want to have at least one town per area. For what is this called? Okay, so these are provinces. Okay, I want to have at least one town per province. And not necessarily one city, but any province that has a city will probably also have another town as well. Just really urbanize Yemen, right? We start off as a very rural traditional economy, and I really want to turn this into like that hyper competitive trade economy that you would do as like, say, Holland or something. Colonial as well. We will be going colonial this game, which will be very fun. And talking about colonies, there is our first vassal, which is nothing like a colony, but you know what? It's close enough. All right, let's humiliate. Let's grab gold. Let's pay war reps. Get them as a vassal. We are good to go. Oh, okay. They're just okay. You know what? In that case, I don't care about them that much. Let's be honest here. Let's just put this to 20. We'll improve opinion with them until they're happier with us, and we'll go from there. We have a lot of pop needs that we need, like wine, wild game, fur, another parliament where we can then go after probably Den Kali, because if we can get a foothold onto the Horn before anyone else, it'll be pretty good for us. Aside from that, let's focus on that traditional economy I keep talking about. So we come here. Obviously, we're going to build up our marketplaces as time goes on, but in terms of profit, our number one profitability right now will be furniture. And where is it? Actually, no. Okay, we'll build the furniture. We'll build the furniture second. Let's build the Jewelers Guild first, because jewelry will be our main profit. We have so many pearls in Arabia. If we go to our RGOs, you can see that we have a lot of pearls, and we're pretty much going to use pearls and gold to build up our entire jewelry industry. And because the way the Adan market works, there's not actually that many other urbanized powers in it, because you have the Yemeni tribes in it, and you get, Dhofar, and then you have Ifats, Warsangali, and Tanab. Eventually, when we destroy Oxum, we'll also get the Ethiopian guys, and then if we destroy Mogadishu, we'll get... So, we have reached the age of Renaissance. And honestly, as Yemen, I really don't see any reason why not to take administrative. Local infrastructure is going to be really good for our early game. And once we get professional armies, we're going to have a unique advance called Unite the Yemeni Tribes, which will also give us, I believe it's plus 5% minimum control in rural provinces. So it's just good synergy. So we're going to take the admin focus. We just took a few more techs here, but I'm going to let those finish researching, and then we're just going to immediately rush for local infrastructure. Ramadan is also nice because that will also get us formal city rights, and we're going to be found in a lot of towns as time goes on here. Aside from that, we're still just building the economy and going from there. I've been building up a lot in Adan itself. Yeah, as you can see, that Jewelers Guild is quite a lot of profit for us. So we'll build that up alongside also building up our marketplaces in Taiz and Adan. Just pretty much waiting for the money to roll in now. I'm spending a little bit on legitimacy just to get it maxed out, so then we don't have to spend anything on it. I've cut down Diplo spending, obviously we don't have our forts anymore, and food we've gotten from 9 ducats a month to 1.04. That literally just changed. But, and then aside from that, same with stability, we're just waiting for it to go down. Actually, 40 stability, we can probably cut that now and get up to 5 a month. Alright, so we're building up all this jewelry. Now let's get those marketplaces up in order to sell that jewelry. There we go. Then we are gonna need a wharf soon as well, but we'll get that to... Let's max out the marketplaces first, just really get that trade income going. As you can see in the top right there, we're already at plus 13, which is very nice for us. So let's see how much more we can do with more market capacity. Because we have a lot of rich luxury goods that other places in the world want. We just gotta get it to them. And the faster we build up that trade income, the faster we can build up the home economy. So I do like that trade actually fluctuates income-wise. It's not consistent. I genuinely think that with the market system in EU5, it's Paradox's best way of representing trade in any game. I talk about it on my stream all the time for those of you who may not be there. I absolutely adore this game. This is already one of my favorite Paradox games, and I've been playing since Crusaderkind's launch back in... Is that 2012? No, because I played Vicky 2 in 2010 as well. Yeah, because I think we got Vicky 2 and CK2 at the same time, and then EU4 was the first Paradox game that I bought on Steam. With my own money, no less. I remember EU4's launch date, because I had just been playing EU3 on my brother's Steam account, and I got my own Steam account so we could play multiplayer EU4. And it was such a fun time. Alrighty. So, we've reached our second parliament. We're going to hit up a Dawn here, we're going to promote Castle Works, get us another Casus Belli. And like I said, this time we're going to go for Denkali. We can't go over to India yet, purely just because of the fact that we don't have a professional navy, whereas they actually do start with some light ship, or was it galleys or light ships? No, we get dhows, which are like unique light ships, but regardless, we don't have a navy yet. We don't even have any wharfs yet. So we're going to grab Dengali, we're going to go for Afar specifically, because right here is some of the only natural harbor suitability in the entire east coast of Africa for some reason. And pretty much anywhere you see these yellow harbor suitabilities is where we really want to build cities. Because that will really help us when we do start going that full naval way. So Asab, Tajura, Kali Sabix, Zula, Salif, and Adan, obviously. Alongside with a few over here in Muscat, Halat, and Sur. So going for the Afar region, we're going to turn them into a fiefdom if we can. They're also allied to Jaren, which is perfect, because that means we get 2 coastal areas in the Horn of Africa for very little upfront cost, which would be quite nice for us, I must admit. Because we can easily take out both of these guys. Let's call in Jaren's as a co-belligerent. Alright, so similar to last time, we are going to get our navies. We have 14 boats, that's all we need for this. Alright, you come off here. You grab food, do all your usual shenanigans. We'll take Tajura, and that will pretty much end the war over in Denkali. Now, these guys actually do have a fort, unfortunately, which is always annoying. You always hate having to deal with forts. But they also have a river, which is not annoying. Rivers are actually pretty nice for us. So, slight issue when I was waiting for that siege to be done. The Striven news has reached us from Coptum, as we recently received the following report from there. The Black Death has arrived. Rats. I love that little rats. But yes, so we have the Black Death. Now, the nice thing about this is that we're actually probably going to be fine. Being completely desert and mountainous will prevent a lot of disease spread within Yemen itself. And the siege is almost done here, hopefully sometime within the next year. I got places to be, please. Thank you. It's always so nice seeing how they, when you go, you got places to be, they just immediately fall over for you. Alright. They will pay us war reps, they will pay us money. They will humiliate, and they will become a vassal. There we have it, chat. It's that easy sometimes. I get these guys back. We did take a few losses, just because I was impatient with the assaults, but you know what, that's fine. Alright, then Kali becomes a fiefdom. Humiliates. I think that's everything we need, yeah. And then war reps. Alright, and having the 2 different vassal types there means it's just going to be easier for us to control them. Or actually, you know what? We could use this time. We can take out Yaman Dofar with just Spy Networks. It's going to be super easy. Let's take the time right now, actually. Let's sponsor the Noble Arts. And let's start messing with our laws. Alright, so if we go to law changes, let's favor the ruler. Get more of that crown power going. And hopefully, yeah, we're finally starting to experience centralization as well, which would be nice. So that will be quite helpful. We'll move you, change the title values to centralization, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, I have that spy network already over here. Let's create that Casus Belli. Get dubious claims, you can just get normal claims. Let's just get normal claims. Alright, so we got our claims on Dofar working. We'll get our claims on Yam, and in the meantime, we will start changing laws around to suit our interests. The biggest ones we want are Ikta, we want to switch to land acquisition. And we want to switch... Where's the other one? Peasant levies to noble levies to get that quality going. All right, the Black Death has spread to us. That wasn't even a jump cut. That just happened midway through the last fight. That's crazy. All right, let's make sure we pause here. Immediately, this is why we're building up that stability. We want to isolate the country. We want to segregate the infected. We want to present scapegoats. That's really going to be the only way we get through this. Now, it does normally spawn in the dawn. I'm not worried about that. And if you can get this, if you catch it early enough where you can immediately isolate and segregate, you'll be fine. It really won't hurt you too much. Aside from that, here's hoping, eh? So we'll speed through this and we'll see how many deaths we take before it disappears from the country. All right, 0.01% of the population is infected, and there we go. We got away with 9 deaths. Yeah, so it's no longer in the country, which means we can no longer do anything else there. And then you know what? We'll just pay the one-time fin to get the stability bonus here. We can just work with that. Because it's probably not going to come back now that we've dealt with that.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Yeah, honestly, Yemen is such a fun nation to play just with the amount of trading you get. And this is before I even expand out to like India and all that. Which reminds me, we should actually probably start doing. So you, my friend, Gumrun, I actually want to start improving our relations with you. So, with that Casus Belli and Dofire acquired, we are ready to go to war with them. If you're wondering why I had to wait a little bit, it's because I forgot to spend money on Diplo. So, just don't forget to do that, alright guys? Alright, let's declare war here. We're gonna go for our claims, declare the war, and I think we only really need to raise like 2 levies, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just these guys here. Because normally their levies will spawn in Socotra. I've never actually had to fight Dofar levies before. Even if we do, I feel like this is still more than enough. Like we are just such a high population, and the fact that the plague has completely passed us by, not having to worry about anything, I'm quite happy with. All right, so we take Dofar, which is their capital. All right, there we go. Dofar is captured. Pay me war reps. You'll become a vassal. And you know what? That's all I really need from you. Anyway, with another vassal down, our little trade empire is slowly starting to come together. We're also building up some weaponry here because our sergeant tree is costing a little bit too much. Then what are we currently trading in primarily? I'm curious. We have a lot of saffron going out to combat in Mogadishu, and that's from that one saffron province down here. And then we're exporting gold. Are we really getting that much gold? That's wild. Okay. We're exporting dyes to Mecca. VJ is getting horses and salt, along with incense. And okay, so we're sending incense to everyone. That's good. There's the jewelry trades as well, which we need. And then our only imports are sturdy grains from Oxum. That's crazy. Okay. Let's max out the lumber RGO while we have it here. We're gonna need more lumber anyway, even with the inclusion of the Ethiopian lumber in the next war. So, did anyone survive? We claimed the source of 0k of our population. That will always be so funny to me. Like, oh man, has anyone survived? It's just us sitting here going, yeah, we all did. Oh shit, our Yam agent was discovered. That sucks. Can I still at least create a Casus Belli? I can, let's go. We'll cleanse that heresy. And then in the meantime, we will start on our trade offices in Hormuz, because this will be so much money for us. And you can see here we can build 8 trade offices, and that will get us a decent amount of trade advantage in the Hormuz market. Alrighty. Either way, let's get into the big war, shall we? Yeah, let's follow through on Frex. That gets us negative 25%. And we are much stronger than them. When we recovered 43, we need at least 50% to raise some. I see. That is disappointing, to say the least. Alright, Denkali, you're on your own for a while. Now, we'll hire mercenaries. Right, I'll take your finest ships, thank you. I'm not happy about it, but it's going to have to do for now. I don't know how much cogs can hold compared to fishing boats, I must admit, so we'll see how that goes for us, I have to split up our forces a bit here. Alright, let's get you out here as well. And everyone else will leave as reserves, I think. Let's actually wait. Just get you guys to Zabid in the coast here. There's Buri, that's nice. Alright, we'll take Zula. And then the issue is we don't actually have a way to get the ox. Oh, actually, could we get the oxen? Maybe if we went around south? No, they hate me. I was gonna say no chance of getting mill access there. Alright, we'll worry about that later then. Well, if they're just gonna give us an opening here, I'm gonna take it. Ooh, did I not organize my troops? Okay. Well, we have more troops. I don't know how... Definitely took more losses there. That wasn't great, I must admit. Military support in Adon. Nice. Sure, let's grab them, see if we can pass this as well, get some more centralization. Serfdom movement will be nice. Grant privilege, what is it? Person administration? Nah. Lose 5 prestige, yeah. I do like going towards serfdom, I must admit. I don't particularly want support for attritional economy, but it'll trickle back down, so that's fine. Alright, and now we're back to being positive with 3 days left. We once again managed to sneak past. There we go. Alright, sadly, I think we're actually just going to have to sit here and... Okay, we just need one more victory against them and we'd be able to take everything we want. That feels a little bit broken. No? Oh, they have like no control because their capital is down south right now. That works for me. I'm not going to complain. You know what? If I don't have to take a siege here, if I can get this just on ticking war score, I'm happy. Because that is crazy how much we can take just for... We don't even have to take the forts. I just need to beat them in a battle. Yeah, let's not even bother with sieges. Get over here, you silly little geese. Let's merge the armies first too when we get a chance. That would help us, wouldn't it? Yeah, balance that units, please. Alright, there we go. That's an extra little war score there. We're at -4 now. Yeah, I completely forgot how that would work. Alright, so now if we go back to siege in the province here, that should give us another one. There we go. Would you look at that? Easiest war against Ethiopia of my life. Alrighty, so we had a crash right after the peace deal there. So here I've done my best to fix it. We actually managed to get the fort on a lucky tick this time. So, and I had to fight the Ethiopians more because they managed to unsiege Zulia. But same peace deal as what we had planned before. Here's how it's going to go. All I did was I got some prestige this time and I got some more gold just because we got that extra fort. And so I was able to rush in and take Oxum as well. Yam, it is time for you to perish, my friend. And by perish, I mean we'll probably just take them on as another vassal, because let's be honest, we're kind of vassal maxed in here, I'm not gonna lie. Let's just raise all of our levies, because Yam can be deceptively strong, I find. They come out of nowhere with like 3,000 cav, and they just kind of demolish you if you're not careful. There's 3,000 cav right there, as mentioned before. So, for the rare time in Yemen history, I'm actually going to raise all of my guys up at once. Just hit down the speed free. Let's go take this fight where we can. Train being to their benefit is fine. I think their flanks will collapse before our numbers do is the thing. Like, I don't like fighting into mountains here, but we have to demolish their army now before they get able to like divide and conquer, right? And they don't have a fort, so we can just take out Najran as soon as we want to, pretty much. Become a vassal, you'll pay me money, you'll be humiliated, and you will pay me war reps. There we go. Alright, let's just let them occupy it. There goes the Sea Dogs, that's fine, and we got them. Not the hardest war, but it can be difficult if you're not prepared, so playing Yemen for the first time, please just use your entire force. It'll make it so much easier on yourself. So we'll integrate these guys over the course of the game. I'm not going to stop and pause to let you know every time I integrate one of them. It's just if you see Yemen name expanded across the map, that will be why. There we have it. Look at that market, boys. This is interesting. Here is the rise of Timur. The scourge from Central Asia is crazy. But we'll be watching his career with great interest, I assure you. Because I have never really seen him accomplish much, to be and that's putting it nicely. Our daughter has reached the time where she can marry her to the Sultanate of the Mamluks, just get that relations up. I have managed to secure an alliance with them occasionally in test games, but getting an alliance with the Mamluks will be the best I've ever done to. Hello? Alright, we'll profess trust again. I know that's gonna harm our Diplo rep, but honestly, I don't particularly care about that right now. Okay, alliance with the Mamluks first. Let's not forget about that. Kinda need that. Thank you. There we go. Alrighty, now time for Parliament, shall we? For the noble cabinet. Let's go to land acquisition laws now. Or alternatively, actually, let's get those noble levies. Get that quality started. Alrighty, so we have finally gotten enough money to build up Al-Mandeb as a town. In the meantime, we have actually started converting places to Yemeni via accidental migration. So Warsangali is getting there. Denkali is slowly becoming Yemeni, which is very funny. I did also take the time to make the Chiefdom of Denkali forcefully Yemeni, and then we'll support royalists. In the meantime, our new town is almost here, which will be quite nice. We're still just losing people to migration, eh? Oh no, we have disease now. What is it now? Oh god damn it, smallpox again. Can we stop dying to smallpox, please? Or is it measles this time? What is it this time? Plague? Oh, that's the plague.
Foreshadowing's a narrative device.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, so this is, we're gonna get the full Black Death experience now because we didn't get it earlier, so we didn't build up any resistance to it. And, had I thought about it, I would have built hospitals, but you know what, the good news is we're not gonna have overpopulation cap anymore. That'll be nice, eh guys? Am I right? That could be over the pop cap for some time, my god. Okay. That's not good. And so unlike with the actual Black Death event, I don't have the choice to like segregate the infected or anything this time. So we're actually just gonna die. Just straight up. 300,000. So with our next parliament here, we're going to take Ifat and Gubin from Ifat, which will give us the entire coastline. We'll also get Kanad if we can. So let's do this. Fabricate Casus Belli. We'll actually fabricate it on Tanad for that Saffron province over in Meshatin. We're not going to call Egypt in, much as I'd love to. Ethiopia being called in, we're still super strong compared to them. I'm not worried. Alrighty. Okay, now this next war lasts for about an hour and a half of in-game footage, and instead of making you guys watch me just run around Somalia crushing 800 levy stacks, I'm just going to edit the entire war down into a small compilation of battles and sieges, which I'm sure will not ruin the tone or the pacing of this video. Still, that's a pretty good conquest, I must say. It looks neat. This feels like how Yemen would conquer stuff historically had they decided to go this route. Similar to how Oman takes Zanzibar is what I'm aiming for here, honestly. Let's disband all you guys before you starve to death. Thank you. And let's disband you guys before you starve to death. Even though your boats. And boats don't usually or typically starve, but you never know. They can be quite sneaky with it. In the meantime, can I get out of this war, please? Ugh, they're not gonna let me out, are they? They're gonna make me sit here until the end. So I'm just gonna have to tank all this, this rebellion from the Horn of Africa. There we go, nice. Alright, Mamluks have solved their issues. Now I can solve mine. Alright, not did get that all chord, so what we'll do instead is Majortine, please. Fife them. And then Uban, pipe them. And then you know what, actually? Let's do another little, let's do a vassal in here under you. There we go. And then honestly, we could just keep the coast here because the coast is like all tin and stuff, right? All right, we do have enough money for another town right now. So I kind of want to build up along the coast as we go east, just to build up that control. Or we could use it right now to build up out west. Kind of vibing going east. But honestly, there's not much difference in development between the two, so I think we just go with Arwar as V. Alright, get that built up. And what we actually need to do as well, which I should have done earlier, is let's build that road to Al-Mandab. Then we'll get a road to Awar afterwards as well. But basically, I'm just trying to build as many towns in as many coastal areas as possible so that we can get as many wharfs as possible so we can get as many sailors as possible. Because our biggest issue right now is the lack of sailors, which we can't do anything about until we get banking. Which I've already made clear my opinion on trying to get banking right now. With our next parliament, we're going to be taking over Oman. I want to get more of a hold onto the Hormuz market, especially if we're not going to be able to get the institutions via Alexandria. I want to secure the Baghdad route as soon as possible. Alright. Luckily for us, we have the Omani corridor, which just lets us march our guys straight through, so we don't need to worry about any. Aside from that, Hormuz got free. Kerman's got taken over by Timmies. Wow. This is I've never seen the Timurids actually go for it like this. I've never seen them actually go into Persia. Normally, like I said, they go into Chagatai or they go into Golden Horde, which they seem to have gone into a bit of Golden Horde here. I don't know how they stole that from the Golden Horde personally, but alright, there we go. That's Oman down. And we get him as a fiefdom. Let's go. Humiliate just for prestige. War reps, money. And we don't need anything exactly from you, so. There you have it. We're removing a fruit RGO, but let's be honest, the fruit RGO isn't that important to us. And with Ib already mostly controlled, let's start controlling Taiz. So we want to get another road over here, and we're going to have that road hook up to Taiz as well. And just do some, a little bit of urban planning here and there. It'll be a fun little time. The roads reducing proximity to the coastal towns is also nice. I say as a friend, they're a tributary of them. Elodia seems to have taken over Ethiopia's place on the continent, as Ethiopia has kind of, let's just say, not done much. Oh, that's a massive location. Okay, yeah, their forts do stop me. I was gonna say, their forts technically don't stop me from going straight to Soba. But, seems like it does, sadly. And even worse, I won't be able to steal the Soba network. Let's allow attachments, and let's go take on the war goal itself, at least. Oh, right, yeah. So there's a bug right now where if you don't take over a fort, you just can't move. It's a very neat little bug, but basically now that I walked onto that fort, I have to take that fort. Which means my people just starve, because there's no food lines. Which I think is rather silly. I think that could be better designed, personally. No, they can, okay, so they can just walk away from the fort. That's cool. That's not great for us. Let's balance our units. Is there about to come attack us, I feel? Seriously, like, what do we do here? We're gonna get stack wiped. We don't. Okay, there we go. Right, can I actually leave now? Okay, thank you, I can. So I can walk over this fort. Curious, okay. How curious. Now, let's just take the war goal so they don't get the defender bonus anymore. We're winning all the battles, unfortunately, but what can we do? Why did we break off the alliance with Egypt? I don't remember agreeing to this. Hello? What? Why? Was there a call to war that I just missed? Also, call to arms from allies should not auto-decline if I miss them. I probably missed it, but like, come on, what the hell is that shit? Okay, that's plus 19% should be good. Alright, so it gives us what we want. Can I release Basin from you? No. Release Daiju? I don't even know who Daiju is. A Wob would be fun to release, but not important. No, let's just grab money from them. Alright, seize land and money. Having taken out some loans, we are now able to build Adan up into a city, which will be the crowning achievement of this session, I feel. Because without being able to get any of the institutions, we can't really do as much of a trade empire as I was hoping to get done by 1400. But you know what? That does leave us the Age of Discovery next video to really kick into high gear just how much we want to take. Already, we've done it. We've formed Adan into a city. We've been building it up, and lucky us, look what just spawned in Baghdad. We have both meritocracy and Renaissance boosting up right now. So we're going to do our best to get banking and professional armies via Baghdad. We've already started an amber trade with them. And that should be getting us not nearly enough. We're getting a lot of meritocracy at least. Meritocracy seems to have spread all over East India, which is nice. But what we need is banking and professional armies. All right, so what's this going to be in here by 1499? Yeah, I need them a little bit faster than that. I'm not going to lie. Shipping to current trades. I see Baghdad. Nice, all those imports coming in. All right, good. Yeah, I can see everything else was less than 1 good, whereas this gets us up to about 4 goods-ish. So now, hey, look at that, plus 20%. Okay, 0.20% I can handle. It is the year 1400, which is where I was probably going to head off for today. So that's all we have for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed the new EU5 content. I've been really enjoying this game so far, and I'm loving learning about the different nations I'm playing as. If we get to 100 likes on this video, I'll release part 2 as soon as I can. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.